Okay, this project, Boulevard Cypress. This one has 3. So it's not quite a grove. I guess it's just a multi-planting. 3 trees in one pot. It needs some major pruning. Okay, for these, the timing is somewhat important. This is a good time. We're in the middle of May. We could cut back severely. Still plenty of time for it to grow back. Now, if you were in the fall, you want to prune lightly because the recovery will be very slow, if at all. So what we're trying to do is, see what happens is they get really bushy and there's some tendency for it to go up and some that will stay down. So what you do is take off the part that's going up, and then these are relatively flat across. And so repeat the same process. These turning brown on the inside is a nuisance. If it starts turning on the brown on the tip, you got a major problem on your hand. So to eliminate a lot of this turning brown on the inside, this should be thinned out. Okay, this one here, see how, let's see, it's going up. But if you cut it down to here, we have enough that's more horizontal. That's how we approach this whole process. This is one of my most popular ones, mainly because unlike a juniper, it doesn't hurt. You see, you could do this and it doesn't hurt. Plus the fact that, I don't know, most people love this color. Sold a lot, but not much left now. Well, I used to make at least 200 or 300 of these every year because it was so popular. But in my attempts to downsize, I quit doing that. So now we're running out. Well, we already ran out of the small ones. And then now even these bigger ones are in limited supply, which is exactly what I wanted to do, was to reduce inventory and eventually be out of this business. Well, you know, especially my students, they say, you can't quit, what are we gonna do? Hey, wait a minute, you guys are all retired. Why can't I retire? Just because they have no place to turn? Well, I'm pretty sure that there's people coming along that can take over. You know, nothing in life ever lasts forever. And I like to exit this business while I'm still healthy. So that was my game plan. This year I'm going to be 74. When I turn 80, I want all my plants gone and I could do something different. What? I'm not quite sure, but that's part of life, right? What to do next. One thing I won't now do is get into a retirement home and watch TV all day long. Okay, so you can see that it's starting to open, and then we'll flick those brown things off. And when we get done, there'll be probably half of the foliage on the ground and half left up on the tree. So there's 1, 2, 3 in there, and we want these to all look individual. Yeah, nothing worse than being in front of a camera, or even worse is when you're in front of a live audience and you got to go, ouch, ouch. Not good presentation. I did my share of in front of group demos. I like this format better. Never in my wildest dream did I think that I would ever be communicating with so many different people from all over the world. You know, well, there wasn't quite a dinosaur when I was born, but almost feels like that. The cars have made such advancement, and oh yeah, TV, we had 3 stations, well, 3.5. One occasionally would come in, depends on how you held your rabbit ear antenna. I know you young people out there have no idea what I'm talking about. And that's kind of the generation difference. I think I'm very fortunate to be in this time doing what I'm doing. I've been really enjoy hanging out with you people from all over the world and appreciate those words. And to find out where you're from, it's really mind-boggling. So you can see what's happening. I want to thank Big Ken. He's the one that gave me this turntable. Well, he likes to buy things. He's like me. He likes to buy things. And he thought it was a good idea at the time, but he didn't realize how heavy this thing is and have to move it around. So he decided he was going to give it to me. And it's working great because it goes up and down. Because on a typical table, I won't be able to reach up there. So I got it as low as it'll go. And then, what can I say? It's just great. Okay, this is the proof that I cut off a lot of foliage. And still, it looks fairly full. But now you can see individual trees and the structure of every single one. Okay, as we look, as always, it has a good root flare in a big cluster. And then this one being a more formal upright in a grove style, so the trunks are relatively straight. But it has taper. And so it meets at least Hero's minimum requirement of having all those. Now, also looks good with the foliage. I think depending on who, some people like it tighter. I tend to, especially this one, like it on the bushy side because it's the color and it's soft and it has that feeling that says, I want to stay bushy. Okay, I'll let you see the whole thing again. Now the front. Some people like the big tree in the front, so that will be your front that way. But I personally like the big tree in the back. So to me, this is the front. And I think there's a reasoning for both, and I don't think either one is wrong. But there is always the personal preference, so I call this. So this has been the Boulevard Cypress, and I'm gonna call it done for today. So this is in the middle of May, and it's got plenty of time to grow some more. Okay, so this is Hero saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. Now, those of you that have been wondering where I am and how to find me, I'm in Northern California, a little bit less than 1 hour away from the capital, Sacramento. And if you're a gambling type and hit on Interstate 80 going towards Reno, you could just get off 80 and it's about 10 miles off the freeway. So if you want to find me, look under Matsuda Bonsai Nursery on Google and you'll find me. Anyway, I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. Hopefully, now that pandemic is almost over, you start taking road trips, you could come by and visit me. There's some beautiful stuff here. This is all the gold country, so we have remnants of the pioneers from the gold rush, the Chinese working here for the railroads, and of course our Native Americans that were here way before any settlers ever came. So, oh yeah, I'm on this piece of property that used to be Virginia Town. It used to be called Virginia City, but there's a confusion, so they changed to Virginia Town. And according to the plaque that's across from my property, they say the Armour Star Meat Company started from here. Well, anyway, we're loaded with history, so come on by.